1. 1540 King Henry VIII of England married Anne of Cleves for the fourth time. In 1540, a significant moment comes in British history. King Henry VIII of England married Anne of Cleves, a German aristocrat, as his fourth queen. This marriage was not just a union of love, it was decided for a political alliance. Henry VIII was at odds with Roman Catholicism through his religious reforms, and tried to strengthen his cooperation with the Protestant states. However, this marriage fell apart, contrary to Henry VIII's expectations. At his first meeting with Anne, Henry was disappointed in her, and they divorced after 6 months. Today Anne is called the Gentle Queen, and is remembered as the only one of Henry's 6 queens who went unexecuted and safe. 2. 1912 New Mexico was incorporated into the 47th state of the United States. On January 6, 1912, New Mexico was officially incorporated into the 47th state of the United States. After remaining a territory for a long time, New Mexico was a region with a diverse culture and history. Throughout its complex history, from Spanish colonial times to Mexico and the United States, the region has formed a unique identity. Its promotion to the U.S. state paved the way for New Mexico's political and economic development. In particular, its original tradition of fusion of Native and Hispanic cultures continues to this day. Amid America's diverse cultural affluence, New Mexico has played a significant role, adding to its unique charm. 3. 1941 U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt issues his State of the Union address on the 4 freedoms. On January 6, 1941, President Franklin D. Roosevelt gave a historic State of the Union address to the U.S. Congress. It was the speech on the 4 freedoms. Roosevelt emphasized freedom of expression, freedom of faith, freedom from poverty, and freedom from fear as basic rights that everyone should enjoy. This speech preached not just rights within the United States, but universal human rights that should be guaranteed worldwide. At the time, the world was in the middle of World War II, and Roosevelt said that these freedoms must be realized in the post-war world. His speech later influenced the establishment of the United Nations and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and remains a key message of peace and human rights today. 4. 1980 Samuel Doe started the term of President of Liberia. In 1980, a major wind of change blew up in Liberia. In April, Samuel Doe, who took power through a coup, began his term as the country's president. At that time, Liberia was forced to seek new directions. Amid political turmoil and economic difficulties, the province, which was the mainstay of the coup, was initially highly anticipated by promising change to the people, but criticism grew as his dictatorship and corruption gradually emerged. His rule had a great influence on Liberia's modern history, and it remained a lesson that change of government does not always bring positive results. 5. 1995 Bozinga Plan caught in Manila, Philippines. In 1995, a terrorist conspiracy that almost shocked the world was captured in Manila, the Philippines. The operation, called the Bozinga Plan, was aimed at exploding aircraft and assassinating world leaders. The plot, led by terrorists Ramzi Youssef and Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, was accidentally discovered by the police in a fire accident. The police found detailed documents containing the explosives-making materials and plans in the suspects' hideouts. The incident sparked alarm around the world, and later sparked the strengthening of the anti-terrorism system. If the plan had been successful, it would have been recorded as a terrible tragedy in modern history. 6. 2015 The Special Act on Ferry Sewol is settled in South Korea. In 2015, the Republic of Korea had a critical moment in concluding the Special Ferry Sewol Act. In April 2014, the disaster in Ferry Sewol shocked the whole nation and saddened the whole nation. Since then, the families and citizens of the victims have demanded thorough investigation and prevention of recurrence. After a long discussion and conflict, the Special Ferry Sewol Act 2015 finally passed the National Assembly. This formed a special investigation committee and provided an official procedure to identify the cause of the accident and those responsible. The Special Ferry Sewol Act was an opportunity to go beyond just legislation and to awaken how much our society should value safety and life. It was a moment that contained the people's desire for this small step to become a better society. 7. 2016, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea conducted its fourth nuclear test. On January 6, 2016, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea shocked the international community by conducting its fourth nuclear test. North Korea showed off its military power by claiming that it was a hydrogen bomb test, but international experts have questioned it. The world strongly criticized it right after the test, and the United Nations further strengthened sanctions against the country. Neighboring countries, including South Korea, have increased tensions and increased military vigilance. While the security situation in Northeast Asia has become more unstable, the test has deepened North Korea's international isolation, and tensions over the Korean Peninsula remain unanswered. 8. 2021, the storming of the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. On January 6, 2021, an unprecedented event occurred in U.S. history. The Capitol, located in Washington, D.C., was attacked by a mob. At the time, a joint session of the House and Senate was underway to certify President-elect Joe Biden's victory, when supporters of former President Donald Trump stormed into Congress, sympathizing with the election fraud claims. In the process, clashes with police resulted in casualties and plunged the Capitol into great chaos. The incident shocked the world and left a deep reflection on democracy. On this day, when the political division and the crisis of democracy in the U.S. are clearly revealed, its meaning and lessons will be discussed in the future. 9. 1907, Italian educator Maria Montessori founded Children's House. In 1907, Italian educator Maria Montessori founded the first children's house, Casa de Bambini, in the slums of Rome. At the time, Montessori questioned the traditional way of teaching and proposed a new educational philosophy that respects children and fosters their autonomy. She created innovative changes in a way that combined play and learning, creating an environment where children can explore and grow on their own. This approach went beyond just education and spread worldwide, because it respected children's potential and centered on individual growth. Today, the Montessori Education Act is regarded as a revolution in education, and her legacy is still alive and breathing in children's educational fields. 10. 2000, the Sangbang Wool Raiders, a South Korean professional baseball club based in North Jeolla Province, are disbanded. In 2000, disappointing news came to Korea's professional baseball fans. The Sangbang Wool Raiders from North Jeolla Province were disbanded after failing to overcome financial difficulties. Founded in 1990 and loved by fans for 10 years, they fell into serious financial difficulties, especially after the IMF economic crisis. Despite poor conditions compared to other teams, they left many great games to play with their unique, strong baseball and produced outstanding players such as Kim Ki-tae and Park Chul-woo, giving fans unforgettable moments. However, they eventually disappeared into baseball history. After failing to overcome their financial limits, Sangbang Wool was disbanded, but there are still fans who remember their passionate play. They were the Sangbang Wool Raiders, a team that will never be forgotten in the history of Korean professional baseball.